In this video, I'll be teaching you how to mix vocals in 5 simple steps. Coming up. Welcome to the Home Studio Academy. My name is Nolan Freitas, and my goal today is to help you mix faster and more efficiently when it comes down to vocals. Even though I'll be using Logic Pro for today's tutorial, these concepts can be applied to any DAW, so let's jump right in and get started. Alright, so first let's have a listen to this track without any effects.
I live day and night, regretting everything that was left behind. Ooh. And I don't hesitate, letting you know what I have to say.
Okay, so step number 1 is we're going to add a DEESSER to our track, and what a DEESSER does is bring down the sibilants in the S sounds in your recordings. Typically with male vocals it's between 6,000 to 8,000 hertz, and then with females it's a little higher, I would say 7,000 to 10,000 hertz. So what you have to do is play the section of the song with the most S's. In my case it was the second part of the verse, and once I found that frequency I just decreased it by like 6 dB or so. But be careful how much you de-ess, because if you overdo this, you will sound very harsh and like you have a lisp. So let's have a listen of the before and after.
Letting you know what I have to say. Letting you know what I have to say.
As you can hear, it just kind of smoothed that S sound in the word say. And so it sounds good to me. Let's move on. Step number 2 is to apply subtractive EQ. And the reason we use EQ is to carve out the sound in our recordings. We want to take away all the bad frequencies and the frequencies we don't need. So the first thing I always do is apply a high pass filter around 80 to 100 hertz. And this just really helps to clean up the bottom end that we don't need on a vocal. Next, we're going to grab any of these frequency bands and boost it really high. Then we're going to make it narrow and sweep around as the track is playing. And we're trying to find the worst sounding frequencies. Keep in mind, nothing will sound amazing boosted this much, but some frequencies will definitely jump out of the mix in a negative way. And those we're going to cut about 3 dB or so.
I live day and night, regretting everything that was left behind. Ooh, that was left behind. Ooh, ooh.
Okay, next we're going to add compression. For those of you who don't know, a compressor just helps minimize the dynamics in your performance and add a little bit of color to the sound. As you can see here, some of these peaks are much bigger than others, and we want to make this an even performance. So I like using this fat style compressor that emulates the 1176. It is a very fast and aggressive compressor. So with the ratio, I leave it at 3:1. I do my attack to be kind of a fast or medium attack and then a medium release. And you just have to play around with the threshold, but you're looking for the peaks to be between -3 and -5. So let's hear what that sounds like with the compressor on.
I live day and night, regretting everything that was left behind. And I don't hesitate, letting you know what I have to say.
Hopefully you could hear that the highest peaks were taken down a little bit, and now what we're going to do is add a second compressor. The reason we add 2 compressors instead of 1 is because we want both of them to be working half as hard as one compressor by itself. So in this one, it is emulating the LA2A, and it's the vintage opto. I like leaving it at a 3:1 ratio, the attack, a medium attack, and then a medium to slow release. And again, we're trying to shoot for that 3 to -5 peak reduction.
And I don't hesitate, letting you know what I have to say.
Next, we're going to apply some additive EQ. And the reason we do this is to boost the frequencies we like. Typically on a vocal, I like it to be bright and up forward. So for male vocals, I typically boost around 8,000 to 10,000 hertz. Then I make the bandwidth around 3 or 4, and I like boosting about 2 to 3 dB chunks. I don't really like boosting too much because I don't like it to be harsh. And then if you want to add a little bit of bottom end to your vocal, just select the frequencies around 100 and then boost accordingly. So this is what it sounds like with the Pultec EQ emulation.
I I live day and night, regretting everything that was left behind. Ooh.
To me, it just sounds like he adds a little bit of that tube saturation to the vocal, which I really enjoy. Next, we're going to add some reverb. So reverb is used to add dimension and a sort of space to your recording. So what I did was I sent my track to a bus. You can pick any bus. I picked bus number 1. And then I applied the reverb to that bus. The reason we do this is because you can have one reverb in a bus and then apply that reverb to every single one of your tracks. That means if you have 20 vocals, you don't have to put 20 different reverbs. You can just have one bus and send it to all of them. This will not only speed your workflow, but you will save tons of computer processing power. So I'm just using the stock reverb that comes with Logic, and then all you have to do is go to the knob next to your bus and start bringing it up, and you should start to hear the reverb effect come in.
I live day and night, regretting everything that was left behind. Ooh.
Alright, so now let's have a listen to the track without any effects and then with the effects engaged.
I live day and night, regretting everything that was left behind. I live day and night, regretting everything that was left behind. Ooh.
If you got any value out of today's video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also, if you want to learn how to record professional sounding vocals and the reason why I switched from Pro Tools to Logic, I'll be posting the videos here so you can go check it out. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in future videos.